James hadn't slept much these last 3 days. Insomnia clung to him like a shadow, whispering in his ear. Each night was the same, an endless search for something to occupy his restless mind. He sat slouched on his worn-out couch, the TV glowing dimly in the dark apartment. He flipped through the channels, game shows, sports channels, more of the same noise. Then he groaned, muttering to himself, "Nothing's ever on." His hand stopped on a channel that wasn't supposed to be there. A sea of static filled the screen, buzzing softly. He almost skipped past it, but something made him pause. The static wasn't like the others. There was a rhythm to it, almost soothing, until James saw the shape. At first, they were faint, just dark smudges shifting through the static. He leaned forward, squinting. Then he saw it, a face flickering just for a moment, staring directly at him before vanishing back into the noise. He thought it was just a side effect of exhaustion, but deep down, James knew better. The clock on the wall ticked past 1 in the morning. He hadn't moved. The static still played on the screen, but the shapes were more frequent now. They moved with purpose, like shadows trying to find their way out. And one of the faces became clear. A woman, her hollow eyes boring into him through the screen. James' voice cracked as he whispered, "What the hell?" The face disappeared. He grabbed the remote, flipping the channel, but no matter which button he pressed, the static remained. His phone vibrated on the coffee table, shattering the tense silence. He grabbed it quickly, relieved for the distraction. A text glowed on the screen. "Why did you change the channel?" As he looked back at the TV screen, the static was gone. Instead, it showed a live feed of his living room. The feed showed him sitting on the couch, staring at the screen. But James wasn't moving at the moment. This version of him on the screen sat completely still. He bolted to the door, yanking it open. The hallway outside was empty. He stepped out, looking left and right, but no one was there. Panic set in. Something felt wrong, like the walls were closing in on him. He slammed the door shut and locked it. When he turned around, the live feed on the TV now showed him standing at the door, looking terrified. But behind him in the feed, a person loomed in the shadows. James whispered to himself, "Who are you?" As he looked around, the room was empty. When he looked back at the screen again, the figure had moved closer. It stood just behind the couch now, faceless and still. James ran to his bedroom, locking the door behind him. He tried to dial 911, but the screen glitched, filling with static. Then he heard a noise coming from the closet. The noise was soft, too soft, as if whoever or whatever was inside didn't want to be heard. James whispered to himself, "No, no, no." The noise came again, louder this time. The doorknob jiggled from the closet. Desperate, James grabbed a lamp and flung the closet door open. It was empty. Relief washed over him until he saw a faint glow at the back of the closet. It wasn't just a glow, it was a screen. An old, ancient-looking TV sat on the floor, flickering with static. On the screen, James saw himself standing in the closet, staring in disbelief. His heart pounded as he stumbled backwards, slamming the closet door shut. Back in the living room, The main TV began buzzing louder. The static morphed, letters forming across the screen. "Let us in." James tried to catch his breath. From the corner of his eye, he saw movement in the bedroom mirror. Slowly, he turned to look and saw them. Figures, faceless, featureless, surrounding him. But when he turned around, the room was empty. The screen on the TV changed again, brighter now, and the letters shifted. "Open the door." James ran back to the living room, desperate for answers. The main TV was now showing a live feed of his front door. The knob twisted, and the door slowly creaked open. On the screen, not in real life. The screen cut to black. For a moment, the apartment was in complete silence. Then a whisper came from the TV. "We're already here." The lights flickered, then died. He didn't turn. His fingers hovered over the phone as he opened the camera, flipping it to selfie mode. Through the phone screen, he saw them. Dozens of figures, faceless, crowding the room. They had waited long enough. The phone fell to the floor, the screen flickering with static as the figures closed in.